MU Legend is the official follow-up to MU Online, one of the first 3D MMORPGs in South Korea, which, like its predecessor, was developed by Webzen. The game's an MMO ARPG hack and slash and will be free to play upon full release. In this video we're going to be playing the closed beta version, which dropped on the 25th of October 2016, so expect a few bugs and issues here and there. So this is MU Legend, a brand new ARPG that's just gone into beta today, so let's connect to server and see if this game's any good. So straight away it's asking me to select a class. I can be a Dark Lord, a Blader, guy is angry as fuck. You can be a War Mage. Nice, very stylish introduction to the classes. A Whisperer, okay, she's a Whisperer, is she? She can whisper in my ears all night long. What's going on with her boobs? They're just vibrating. Alright, love. And the Emphasizer. Interesting name for a class. So the main difference between the Whisperer and the Emphasizer is one appears to have a lot of magic in her boobs and the other just has normal boobs, from what I can tell. Obviously you can look at your characters in lots of different outfits. That's always fun, isn't it? Oh wow, that one looks cool. So straight away it would appear as though these classes are gender locked. There's 2 female classes and 3 male classes. I can't see an option to change gender. The Dark Lord's essentially a warrior, the Blade is more of a berserker, the War Mage is obviously a mage, the Whisperer is a ranger, not too sure why they called her a Whisperer. And the Emphasizer, she has the power to control objects. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna play as this beast of a man, the Blader. He also has some really nice armor. Let's check out the character customization then. I can be a human or I can be a Kantaroo. Whatever the fuck a Kantaroo is, I have no idea. The bloke looks like an absolute titan. So the character customization is not great. All you can really do is change your face shape from some presets, change your hairstyle, add a beard, and add a few scars and face tattoos and stuff, and that seems to be about it. Nothing really to write home about. It's certainly lacking when it comes to the character customization, but it's not really something you really expect too much of from an ARPG, I have to say. Okay, so here we've got our intro cutscene. Okay, so straight away upon loading in, it's asking me to pick a growth pattern, either Madness or Savage. I can either go with a Twin Blade or a Great Sword. I'm pretty sure I want to go with a Great Sword. Oh, we're invisible. That's a great start, isn't it? Maybe we just need to wait a little while and then we'll become visible again. Maybe I'm supposed to be invisible, maybe it's part of the game. Pressing escape doesn't bring up the UI or anything, and now I'm trapped. Okay. Great start, 10 out of 10. W is my Blade Storm key. Oh my god. I suppose what it's doing is it's giving me a taste of what my character could be like at a higher level. He is a god amongst men. So there's no voice acting here, it just seems to be text-based narrative so far. There is some voice acting. Just spin to win. Easiest class in the game. Great choice, Craig. Oh wow, there's a ton of skeletons for me to fight. Bloody hell, I think I'm probably dropping some frames with the amount of monsters I'm fighting. Oh god, lots of lag spikes. It appears as though I've got a little boss here. Nice. I feel as though my character's wings are a little bit excessive. He's got like 6 wings. This guy hasn't even got a face, he's just pure fucking lava. I'd like to go to the pub with him, that's for sure. Right, okay, so the story is my character needs to go back in time to basically stop this from happening. And the intro to the game is basically set in the future. Nice view we've got here. Certainly been sent back to a happier time, that's for sure. Okay, so this is what my character looks like at level 1. He looks a little bit extreme for a level 1, I have to say. And now he's gone invisible again. Oh no, okay, and now he looks as you would expect a level 1 to look like. Okay, so there seems to be quite a few bugs here. I'm just waiting for someone to appear that can fucking tell me what's going on. So now we've zoned in and there's a ton of players here. Fantastic. Now we can go talk to our woman Linda. So you can zoom in and out in this game, you couldn't do that initially. So you use spacebar to interact with people. When going through these text things, you can just spam spacebar if you can't be bothered to read it. Every single female in this game has a fantastic personality. It's not a bad looking game, but there's certainly better looking action RPGs out there. There's supposed to be dark spiders here. We've got some horses over here. I suppose we can talk to the horses while we wait for the spiders to spawn. You right, mate? These guys are having a great day, aren't they? What a life a horse lives. They're shaking their head as if to say, no, you're not riding me, you fat bastard. Fuck off. Only Linda can ride us. I just want my spiders to spawn. But it's not looking too hot for us in that regard, is it? Running around the tree while we're waiting for the spooky things to spawn. Right, auto move. Automatically moves your character to a desired location, so I can do that by clicking on the mini-map. That's a nice quality of life thing. Fairly chill start to the game, isn't it? We're just gonna hack and slash for a bit, I guess. Look at that cleave I do, it's very nice. Cleave is always a decent bit of fun. There's spiders everywhere. My character's a lot braver than I am. I love how MMOs always have one of the first levels in the game as spider levels every single time. It's like a requirement in MMOs. At least now I've properly moved all of my available skills to the hotbar I can't fuck up. Is that actually a spider? Right. And it's dead. Well done, Queen Spider, you put up a real fight there, didn't you? Sometimes the movement doesn't feel too responsive. It seems as though you need to be quite specific in where you click. Right, so this guy's got a blue exclamation mark over his head, which would suggest is an optional quest. However, in MMOs, optional quests are rarely ever optional, so we should probably take it. So far, I haven't really seen anything that would suggest this game's different to any other ARPG that I've played. I'm just kind of waiting for it to introduce its unique feature. Oh great, so we can do a dungeon at level 5, I like that. So upon entering a dungeon there's automatically a damage meter that appears, which is nice. I like that. I have to say though, when in dungeons and stuff, the screen is very busy, there's a lot of clutter. This game doesn't have the Holy Trinity, so it feels kind of pointless to actually see the players in my party's portraits all the time. It should be more of a toggle if anything, just to clean things up a bit. Every single time I go for a load screen, everything's invisible for about 5 minutes. It's a fucking nightmare. Alright, this is the boss, it's a flame dog. Mr. Flame Dog did not last very long. We got A rank, that's good. So when you beat a dungeon, you get to pick a card. And I got a breastplate. So you get these things called soul boxes, and they basically give you minor stat increases, as well as really big stat increases at certain intervals. Navigation in this game is actually really easy. You can just open up your map, click anywhere on the map, and it will auto move you to that place as long as it's not too far away, as long as you're not taking the piss with it, I guess. Hack and slash, there's the level. Level 6, one more level, and I get a new ability. This game actually reminds me a lot of Devilian in a way, however I don't feel as though the combat in this game is quite as good yet from what I've seen as it is in Devilian. Got to kill these poor defenseless little plant people. Well, aren't I an asshole? In certain places the game does look decently good looking, mostly when you're near water, so we've got to talk to the priest. This guy likes to eat a pie or 10, doesn't he? It does feel as though I'm spending a lot more time running from A to B than getting involved with the action. And now we are level 9. What is this monster? She's the type of plant you'd like to spend a night with, isn't she? Oh, bloody hell, we've got this issue where everything's invisible again. Not good, not good. It certainly feels fucking awesome when there's a ton of monsters all attacking you at once and you can just cleave them down. That is objectively fun, I think. The text is clearly broken right now. And I'm dead. Okay, that's broken. This is actually going to be close. I'm probably going to die. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I've got some shoulder pads. Beautiful. I have to say, the game's performance is absolutely awful. They really do need to make sure they get this fixed up before the actual game's released. I think if you pick a berserker to level with, you're going to have a great time. You're just going to cleave everything down in seconds. Certainly feels like a slightly OP class at the moment. So when it comes to these dungeons, you have the choice to either do it solo or do it with other players on various different difficulties. It seems as though there's 5 different difficulties, and you can attempt any of those difficulties on your own as a solo player. It goes from 1-player difficulty to 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, and the hardest is 5-player. Oh my god, I'm getting so many buffs. It's actually part of the dungeon. It's balanced around you having these buffs. The Big Pig, Bollo. Bollo does seem like a pretty damn appropriate name for a boss pig. Oh. Hello? That was a random cutscene. The Lava King. This guy's got a lot of health. He is not fucking around. And he's sucking me into his attacks. I have to admit, it doesn't help because the game's running so incredibly fucking bad. And we're dead. I have played a lot of betas. This is one of the most unplayable betas I think I've ever played. So when you die and you decide to respawn, your character just stands there for an indefinite amount of time with his hands on his knees feeling sorry for himself. I can't interact with the game or do anything right now. Die dude, it's time for you to meet your end, friend. There it is. This clearly isn't right. No one's spawned yet. Nothing's spawning. I don't know what any of this means anymore. Well, this is great, isn't it? This is great gameplay footage. Slowly but surely getting to the point with this game where I'd rather cover myself in mayonnaise and deep throat a cucumber than continue to play. From what I can tell, it's a decent enough ARPG. It doesn't blow my dick off or anything. There's certainly better ARPGs out there, but for a free-to-play game, you're probably going to be able to get a few hours of fun out of it, which is cool, I guess. Can't really knock this game for the size of its zones. That's something it does have. That's definitely a pro of this game. Very big zones. I'd say the beta version of this game has probably been about as much fun as rolling around in semen and chanting the Lord's Prayer. Beta's beta. I'm sure the game's going to be a lot more polished up when it's actually released, and it does seem like it does have the potential to be a decent ARPG if you ignore the bugs and stuff. I think I'm ready to call it a day with this game now. But just to summarise my thoughts so far on MU Legend from what I've played in the closed beta, I think it's quite a generic ARPG. It's not a bad game, but there wasn't really anything about it that made me interested in seeing more. Visually, I'd say the game's acceptable, but nothing really more than that. It does have some really nice animations in places, and for the most part the combat does feel impactful, which is really important. When it comes to leveling, the game's rather linear. You start at one end of the zone, questing your way to the end, and then you move on to another zone. Fairly standard stuff. The game's music is pretty decent, but once again it didn't really stand out to me too much. The character customization's rather weak, and the game does have gender-locked classes, which I know many of you that watch my videos really dislike. And overall it just seems like an okay MMO ARPG hack and slash that certainly needs a lot of work before it's ready for a full release. So that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on MU Legend, either based on this video or your own gameplay experiences, in the comments below. And for those of you that are new to the channel, my goal on YouTube is basically to help you discover quality new games and avoid the bad ones whilst not wasting a whole lot of your time in the process. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, you take it easy, and I'll see you again really soon. Slowly but surely getting to the point where I'd rather put my dick in a microwave than continue to play this game. I'd rather smash my head with a fucking ashtray than fight these monsters any longer. I'm done. I think I'm at the point now where I'd rather brush my teeth with compost than continue to play this game.